All right, we live or what? Live or what? I think we're live. And what? We live. We're live. We're live. We live. We live. We live and live. Living live. Okay. Painting time. Let's do this. Get a live stream going. Fun stream. Live stream. Let's go. Actually, you know what? I should all over myself. Should all over myself. Has anyone ever heard of that? Shoulding all over yourself? Should do this, should do that. And then you, before you know it, you're shoulding all over yourself. We should do this, we should do that. Who says you should do those things? Who said you should? All right, let's go. All right, let's go like this. Live stream, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, clipboard. Getting set up with our channel here. And close that. Yo, Leia bro. Leia bro. The Leia bro is here. Leia bro. Leia bro. We're gonna start painting. That's what we're doing. We're painting. I've said that like 20 times already on this live stream. When are we finally gonna start? I don't know. Thank you for the sub, Leia. Thank you. Very helpful, very helpful. Leia. Prince Bro Leia. Leia the Bro. Princess Leia. Prince Leia. King Leia. Queen Leia. Leia Bro. If you sub and you let me know, I'm not even going to verify it. If you sub and you say you subbed, I will give you a shout out. Shout outs for subs. I should put that. Shout outs for subs. What if I put that on the screen? Can I put that? I don't know if I could, but I should put that. I really should do shout outs for gifts. That's what I should do. But then that would kind of leave out like shout outs for gifts is the only way. All right, let's get our supplies open. So I have about 3 supplies I need to open. We got our oils. Van has subbed. Van gets a shout out. Van the person. Because I don't know if you're a man or woman. So I'm just going to say Van the person. Here we go. Slowly getting along. To entertain everybody with my painting.
Did you do all the cats? Or just your favorites?
No, just the favorites. Well, Fern won't let me catch her. And Simba, I don't know, you could do Simba. All right, and here we go. Who else is subbed? Zion Fugati. Zayon Fugate has subbed. So we get Zayon Fugate gets a shout out as well. Zayon Fugate. Zayon Fugate, Zayon Fugate, Zayon the Fugate. All right, let's go with this brush. We're gonna take a. Trying to find the right brush to do this here. Need a nice small brush. Let's grab this. Who else wants a shout out? Stans and subs. Whitney Hawkins. Shout out. If somebody gifts at least 50, whatever that is, a quantity of 50 jewels, I will write your name somewhere into this painting in small letters. It might be very small letters. I will write a word tied to your name. I've been like actively painting for about actually, maybe I'll just write on the side of this painting. How about that? On the side of the painting. But what was I going to say? How long I've been painting? I got into art. I mean, everybody could say that they painted as a kid, right? Like, what kind of 5-year-old doesn't use ketchup to draw smiley faces on their plate, right? Or 3-year-old. So if I was to say I've been painting my whole life, but serious art study, probably only about 5 years. Let's see, 2023. I would say 23, no, going on 3 or 4 years. No, let's just say 4 years. Let's just call it a nice even 4 years. 4 seems like a good number. All right, so we're going to use up some of this. Let's see, we got a black in here. Oh, here's a nice opportunity for a product demo. So we see all this black paint that I have right here. It's got black paint. And here's a nice tool that comes in handy. It's like a must-have. It is a tube squeezer. Now, I will say this was originally bought supposed to work with toothpaste, but it doesn't really work with toothpastes, unfortunately. So, because what happens is if you leave it in your bathroom, it all starts to, it rusts really easily. So everyone's bathroom is going to have moisture. Therefore, and when you squeeze your toothpaste, sometimes that has moisture. So eventually, it's just going to create this big rusty device. But for paint, you don't got to worry about that because you're not squeezing water. You're squeezing oil, which is like almost the opposite of water. Not totally, but as far as liquids go, it's very different than water, right? Or am I thinking oil and vinegar? Maybe I'm thinking oil and vinegar. I don't know. But I'm going to lay down some black here. You started getting into art during COVID. That's amazing. So yeah, so around COVID, I actually started art doing digital art. Quite a while around that, and I didn't start off with physical art. Started off with digital, and it's been digital ever since. So we're actually going to take our black paint here. We're going to start to add some more definition into our figure. So let's go around and we're just going to bring this down. Keep it nice and wet here. Get our paint nice and flowy. And then there's another device that comes up right here. But that's amazing. So are you streaming as well? Tell us, do share about your progress or your process or whatever you wish to share or not share. This is a live, this is an open stream. I say this quite often. This is an open stream. And if you want to promote what you do, feel free to. You want to promote, self promo on this live stream? Go for it. You know, I will not block or ban or prevent anybody from promoting anything that they feel like they'd like to promote. So no banning, blocking here. And then we're going to go right here. We're going to come down and get a nice deeper black right around his shoulder here. So let's see, start getting art. But yeah, Leia, feel free if you want to plug your social media handles or whatever, definitely do so. Please share your art with the world. Definitely share your art. Let us know how we can view or observe your work. Let the world know. I did write a book. I wrote a book and it was titled, or it's still titled, you can get it on Amazon if you like. It is titled, Don't Be Selfish, Share Your Art with the World. Can you believe that? Can you believe that I would write a book like that? It was the first book I ever wrote, and I believe that I'm living up to my own personal philosophy of, you know, sharing your art with the world, whatever that means for you, you know? Whatever that can possibly mean for you, do it. So just going deeper with these colors right here. Let's go with a slightly bigger brush here. I'm gonna let's grab this brush. This brush is a good brush to work with. Got to go to bed. Thank you for finding the channel. Happy Saturday. It's I'm guessing you're outside the U.S. if you're going to bed at 5 p.m. Pacific time. You must be from the country, either the UK or India. Well, actually, I think people in India are just getting up, right? If you're from India, you're probably just getting up. I could be wrong though. But anyway, wherever you're from, thank you for taking the time to jump in and say what's up. So we're gonna go like this, and this shoulder is gonna come around. And just going with a nice deep black here. And then let's find let's find some of this black right up here. We're gonna go right up there. Get some more shadow along these pants. So we're gonna try to find a nice crease along this pant here. Let's grab a blue. So I want a nice, no, let's stay consistent. We're gonna use this cerulean blue here. No, what? No, I need an ultramarine. I need an ultramarine. That's black. This is also black. I have so much ivory black up here. I wonder why. Because I don't even paint with that much black. All right, let's go with this Prussian blue. We've got this very dark. Prussian blue is like a very dark blue. You're on the East Coast? All right, cool. Well, hey, take care. Happy sleeping. Thank you for jumping in and finding this channel, and I wish you the best. And with that said, happy bedtimes. Okay, here we go. Let's keep this going. We're going to paint with our Prussian blue now. We're going to go with a dark Prussian blue. Maybe grab a little bit of white to bring into our Prussian blue. And then find our black again. Make a really black Prussian blue. I'm going to color in these pants. And then we're going to grab some black to get some shadows going. You know what? Let's get a smaller brush right now. We're going to go get some wrinkles going underneath here. Right? Because it's going to be darker as we go underneath. Maybe I should zoom in, right? Let's zoom in on what I'm doing here. This figure that I'm painting here. Let's grab this blue again. I'm just going to paint this in here. Let's go with a darker shade of this blue on the inside, right over here. Let's keep this moving along. No, it's just that you live in the East. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go like this. Let's grab some more of this blue here. This is like a really dark blue. We're gonna bring this down in here. Give it a nice natural little curve there, curve shape. And there we go. All right. And now here's what we can do. Just a little trick just to start to add. Oh no. It's annoying when you drop your paints on the floor because then you get like cat particles on your paintbrush. And that's really annoying. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a tiny bit of highlight. So we're gonna dip into our white paint here. And we're gonna add some little bits of highlight here just so we can start to get a design here. So we're gonna go bring this. Let's go along the top edge here, just to add these little highlights here. Just to give us a little bit of extra dimension to these pants. There's maybe a little bit too much highlight here, but these pants have like the perfect creases in them. I am highly, highly impressed by the level of the lack of wrinkles in this person's clothing here that I used, that I had become my model. Which, very glad that they would model for me. And let's go down to here. I don't want to get too into the weeds with that. All right, let's go like this. This. And let's see how this is going. All right, not too bad. Not too bad. It's going great. Instead of saying not too bad, which is like a negative, not too bad, because saying not too bad means like it's bad, right? It's just not too bad. So let's switch our language a little bit. Let's learn about improving our language, our personal way of expressing good or bad. So we're just gonna say it's going great. Going great. Could be better, but it's going great. Could be better, but going great. So that's what we're gonna switch to. Let's improve our language, shall we? Language is important. The way you talk to yourself is so important. Isn't it amazing that people could say things to themselves that like you would never tolerate from another person, but somehow you allow yourself to say these things all day? Is this a nice clear video? Sometimes it's hard to tell because can't tell if it's a nice crisp video or what. Now we're gonna add a highlight version of this color. Now let's go for slightly yellowed white. So we're gonna grab our white here. Let's go white. Just gonna paint into this. So one of the main issues with this shirt is I painted the letters a little bit too flat as opposed to at an angle. They should follow the angle of the thing, so of our figure here, right? All the letters should follow the angle of our figure. So I'm trying to shape out how the letter should be angled here. I'm gonna leave it like that. Make this feel more natural. Let's paint up this paper right here. I'm gonna come down, bring this, boom. Right there. We're gonna grab, you can darken this color a little bit. We're gonna grab our gray, go a little bit darker. I want to find like a nice deep shadow to do this paper here. It's a little too much, so let's bring back our white. And this is one of the best things about oil painting is that you can pick up, oil painting can be done over many sessions. And that can't be said about every single medium, you know? Like, I guess technically you could with every medium, but oil is just one of those things where if you give it time, it gets better, right? It gets better with time. Oil gets better with time. All right. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna focus on our figure. That's our main goal right today. So we're focusing on our figure, and we're gonna go bring some highlights. Let's bring some highlights to tighten up these shoes here. So let's go. These shoes are gonna come down like this, come around, bring the sock right here. Let's see. That should almost be totally horizontal going across there. So like that. And we're gonna bring some shoelaces across. They're slightly off-white. Just to give it a different color format, right? So we're gonna get some shoelaces that are slightly off-white. Let's get the same thing for these shoes on the bottom. We're gonna improve its color, the coloring here for these shoes on the bottom. Let's go bring out a high. Let's go. What color is that highlight? You know, we're gonna get the white highlight going. White highlight along the top of this shoe here. Let's go. Actually, no, right there is actually a pretty good spot. All right, got some nice clean white shoes. You know, the one thing when I paint for my own, like when I'm painting for myself rather than doing a painting that's like a copy of another painting, I think I find that my where it becomes easier is I don't have to I can push it as far as I want. Whereas if I'm trying to copy a style or a painting, usually you kind of have to you push it as far as you feel is necessary to achieve what it is that you want. And that can be the hardest part about painting for yourself, or painting an idea based on an already existing idea versus painting on something that you totally came up with yourself. let's go right into here. We're gonna come around. Let's start adding up some bigger details here. So we're gonna go. Oh, we're gonna bring back our Hollywood sign details. So let's go over here and bring back our Hollywood sign details. And let's go just use our white paint. I'm gonna start with some very base white paint as our main color. Off blue. We could build up on top of it later if we want. Basically, DOOWYLLOH. So let's grab our ruler stick. DOOWYLLOH. So let's go like this. Oh, so I colored in everything. Let's do our L's first. We're gonna establish our L. Let's establish our L. You know what? I'm gonna need a different brush for this. I should probably be using a flat brush. Whatever. Me and lettering don't go well together. Lettering and I do not go well together. We'll do our best to make it work. This is just our initial layout. It's still always up for change. Will always be up for change. Oh, Y. Let's go Y. You know what's good is these letters are this combination of letters is so recognizable that no matter like, as long as you're like somewhat close to the shape of the letters, it'll look accurate. You know, as long as you're kind of close. You can get really close. You don't actually have to get exact. And that's just me making up an excuse to not make it perfect. But it's one of those like, you know, combinations of letters that so iconic, so recognizable that like if you were to just change up a tiny thing, not make it the exact font, because there is a very specific font style, that you'll get pretty close. It kind of looks a little bit off angle now, but how am I gonna fix that? I don't know. I'll probably decrease the size of the letters or something, but reduce the size of the O. Hollywood. All right, there we go. Still have a bit more to go. Let's paint in the wall here. And here we go. Boom. I think there's going to be a floor here, so we're going to push this floor out. Let's see, floor should end right about there. Actually, I want it to be right about here, so we're going to mark the floor right around there. Get a bigger brush for this. Let's grab a bigger brush. Add our mineral spirits into it. What are mineral spirits? Mineral spirits are just paint thinners. That's all it is, just a paint thinner to help you get a bigger brushing. How do I go up into this area right here? I think we're gonna go up into this area. Let's just grab our greens. Our green, and if we grab some yellow here, we're gonna grab this green and yellow. Grab our mineral spirit. And just paint this in dramatically. We're just gonna paint this in. Let's grab some of this white. I'm gonna go blue. Grab our blue. Grab our white, blue. Go into the clouds here. Let's do some nice broad clouds here. Look at that. There we go. Now, it's interesting because this is a pretty big 24 by 36 canvas, and part of me wants to just keep it pretty loose but there's so much space to fill, right? There's like so much going on. This could be such a extravagant painting with so many interesting things, and I want to make sure that I fill it up. A full mind. Fill it up with a nice full painting, right? Hollywood is filled with so many thoughts that are just bubbling in the air, transferred through the air. So many ideas and creative inspirations. Make this almost like a dreamlike world, I guess. I guess we can go for that, right? Let's go for like billowing white. I want some billowing white because bring some more of this white into the the backdrop here. And what we need now is we need our hardwood floor. I still haven't really figured out what I want to put down here. There's going to be so much, right? Like, what are the possibilities? So many possibilities here. Now let's get a photo of this. Gonna get a photo of this and then go back to a previous painting. All right, so we're gonna drop this down. I'm gonna raise this quite a bit. So we're gonna swap out our paintings now. Here we go. Let's swap out a painting. So here's a painting that we never really finished. Let's rotate this a little bit. Okay, let's pull up our next reference now. Cookie, Fern, what you doing? What you investigating? Little Fern, big Fern. So here's what needs to happen. A couple of things. Let's go ahead and clean off our brush here. I really let this painting become quite messy. I kind of got frustrated with it. I got a little frustrated with this painting. I got quite frustrated with this painting. So we're gonna go nice and deep black. A nice deep black. And paint around the fingers here. follow the curve of this foot here. The one problem about doing a painting that takes a long time is, especially if you're like, you know, if it takes lots of layers, and which is why I think painting from back in the day used to take is very unique compared to today. Is like, you know, when you paint for a long time, right? If you paint for like multiple weeks or even years on a single painting, especially if you're working on it regularly, as opposed to, you know, just adding a thing here and there every couple of years. You can lose the inspiration. You know, it's possible to lose that inspiration for the original, for the work. And bring this color, bring this paint down. One thing that's nice is this paint is pretty dry, so we really get a good chance to build up the layer here. And just gonna keep building up this black color. So actually I should just grab a bigger brush right now. Let's grab a bigger brush for this black. I was using it straight from the tube. We've had so many nice little layers beneath, but I think it's time to just, you know, get really dense with this paint here. Get nice and dense with this paint. Because he is a black cat. So it doesn't need he doesn't need to be like, you know, he's a black cat. It's okay to use the color black on a black cat. Now, I will say, I've looked at my cat, and I'm like, wow, he's got such a wide variety of colors, right? In some light, he looks blue. In other light, you know, he looks white. So black cats are never really just black, but just to get the point across, you know, it helps to just get this color going at least. You know, we can build on top of it later, but I do think that it's this black is really adding some nice shine detail to him. Right here. And let's go. I don't need this ruler right now. I should probably better without it. Sometimes it helps, like just having this something else in my other hand just to balance. You know, because your body needs balance. Otherwise, what am I doing with this hand, right? What am I doing with the hand that's not doing anything? That is the question. What does the hand that doesn't do anything do while painting? That would be a funny question for painters. No one ever asked that question, right? What does your other hand do? What do you do with your hands? I think that phrase is made popular from Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, one of the greatest acts alive as far as comedy goes. Will Ferrell. Did we just become best friends? Yep. Did we just become best friends? What movie is that from? Step Brothers. I think that's Step Brothers. Maybe that's not even. Is that even Will Ferrell? I think that's Will Ferrell. I might be getting my comedy pop culture wrong. Somebody correct me if I am. That's my boy. That's my boy Scout. Where's Scout? Scout, where are you, buddy? Come be my boy. My boy. My boy Scout. That's my boy Scout. My boy, my boy. Ah, now we gotta bring this down. It's gonna go give him a nice layer of black on his whole body. It's really helping him to stand out a lot. So, you know, if I can use this, if I could just do a painting instead of trying too hard to give it, just focus on giving it this like beautiful lustrous sheen. You alright, cat?
Yeah.
You sure? Huh? Okay, and here we go. We're gonna bring this down, just tighten up the fingers, give our fingers a nice curve here. Finger here, a nice little curve. Now she's got me coughing. All the way from the other room. No, just kidding. She's not got me coughing. I'm coughing on my own accord. Honestly, I'm really tempted to just paint him all black. You know, forget about this attempt at realism and like, you know, adding the little white highlights on his body. I'm tempted to just give him an all black look. As opposed to like, you know, try too hard to give this like this overly realistic style that's, you know, one part not working simply because that's just, you know, not my shtick, not my style, my style. But two parts because, you know, it actually looks way better with him just having this really deep, totally black color. But maybe it does work with his little head up there just kind of sitting around. But then it gets kind of cartoony. I think that's what's going to happen is if I make him too flat, it's going to look cartoonish. Which, you know, that's not always a bad thing. But if I'm going to make a cartoon, you know, I don't need to do a whole painting about it. I could just do a drawing, right? I don't need to invest all of this money into an easel. You know, I don't need to paint it. I could just draw it. Pencil or something, you know? Some people say the best things in life are free, but I consider painting to be one of the best things in life, and it is definitely not free. Which means your contributions to this channel go a long way, whether you want to contribute a gift, or you want to contribute a gift or become a member or whatever it is, your contributions go a long way. Along with our affiliates. Our affiliates also help. Another way you can help this channel and help yourself at the same time is by visiting the link that's been pinned to Amazon and getting yourself a membership to Amazon Audible. That's also very helpful. Getting yourself a membership to Amazon Audible can also help us. Why? Because we do get a commission from any sale that happens from Amazon in the next 24 hours if you go ahead and visit that page. So go check out Amazon through that link to Audible, and you never know, you might find something else that you really want. And that support goes a long way. It really does. That's my cat. That's my cat. That's my cat. Oh, is it weird that I say those things? Yes, it is. It's very weird to get so excited about your own cat. That's my cat. That's my cat. Don't wear it out. That's my cat. All right, let's do some painting of this gold area here. What is this? Why did this gold not curve upward? Oh, because that. Oh, I see what's going on there. That's my cat. That's my cat. It's my boy. That's my cat. Look at my cat. My cat is awesome. My cat's the best. I would bring my cat to show and tell. Mr. Scout. Scout! Where are you, Scout? What you doing, buddy? You hanging out? Doing cool stuff? Being a cool cat? That's how I talk to my cat all day long. I just ask him questions about his life. All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go like this. We're gonna go into to our gloves here. We go into our gloves and get some shadow. It's definitely not a good idea to paint when you're frustrated because, when I got frustrated, I pretty much just made all these marks across the whole painting. And it was not productive. There's so many issues with this painting now that I have a lot of fixing. But that's self-sabotage, isn't it? Isn't that a form of self-sabotage, people? Is when you make things harder for yourself just so you can have it a little bit harder. Let's go around this full-on paint here. He kind of looks mean. My cat is not that mean, by the way. He is the sweetest boy. Sweetest cat there is. No, I need to do tonight. I need to fill my visual library. What does that mean? It means I need to go look at pictures. Go look at pictures of painting and artwork. And fill my mind with art ideas and concepts to stay inspired. And what else do I need to do? I need to, oh yeah, I need this gold. I want this like gold to start showing up better. So let's look for our yellow again. We're gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this yellow. So Chardonnay, lemon, and actually, you know what? I don't want it too intense. I want just a nice medium French yellow. That works. French yellow, because the French were some of the greatest painters to ever live. Greatest artists, painters. Artists and painters to ever live. Aren't they? Is that a accurate statement? Is it debatable? They had a long history. I think the reason, they dominated the 1800s art world, right? Like the Italians had the Renaissance, the French had the 1800s, New York had the 1980s. Who will be next? Of course, the UK has always been around. But who will be next? What will be the next generation of incredibly talented artists? Where will they come from? Where will they go? And I'm going to use paint straight from the tube here. So we're going to go around, and we want to make sure that this gets rounded here. Make sure that we get some of these cuffs up, this cuff upwards. Now let's find just some subtle yellow highlights. Let's grab white, white and yellow. You know what's crazy? This light is totally changing the fluorescence of this yellow here. We're just gonna go up into the top right here. Hey, you can't tell the cats what to do. Who do you think you are, cat? I'm kidding, people. She could totally tell the cats what to do. And then we need to add this onto the other side here. So this will be definitely a darker shade of the cuff. So we want to get it nice and rounded. So just pretty much the same width if we can. That's the goal, is the same or similar width. Kat, do you want me to make more food or are you good? Okay. You want to make some for Bonnie and Trevor? Well, can you ask them? Can you hear me? So we have a lot of chicken. Right up? Yeah. Well, it's chicken and veggies. But yeah, chicken and rice and veggies, yeah. All right, and here we go. We're gonna go across here. I'm gonna use this green. It's like a green yellow. I'm gonna use it to create like the shade, like a shadow of gold. I'm gonna dip a little bit of Miro Spirit just to make this paint work a little bit better. And let's add some little specks of highlight. We're gonna grab our white here. Grab our white. Little specks of highlight here. Is that gonna work? Little specks of highlight working. There we go. A little speck of highlight. There we go. We're gonna use some of this highlight again in here. Let's go. Boom, boom. Let's see, we can actually add some of this right on the top here. But you have to tell them not to prepare it. It's not ready right, you know. Cat, you hear me? Like it's not ready right away. Like I need a few minutes. Just gotta ask them if they want some. Oh yeah? Just now? Oh. Well, you should go get it. Why not? Huh? What? No. No, I'm saying you should go have dinner with them. Oh, okay. All right, okay. Huh? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get this dress. A sharp corner on that outfit right there. What? That's my cat. That's my cat. That's my cat. That's my cat. You know what? Let's go. Let's add some more detail. Let's add some extra detail back into these hands here. So we're going to clean this brush off. And we're going to be wrapping up here soon. Clean off this brush. Yeah, let's get these knuckles, right? We got to get some knuckles painted. So let's see, 2 brushes. Let's see this one, and this looks like a good brush. What do we want to do? We want to add in, how do we want to work this hand here? I mean, actually it looks okay. Not the best, just okay. They look okay. I think we want just some super tan, like a nice super light tan highlight shadow thing. How deep is this color going to be? Let's see. It's actually pretty dark. This might actually work. And then, where's that color again? Where did I just lay it down? Ah, here we go. All right, so we're gonna go. I need to drop it down so I can set my ruler stick. I'm gonna go to this finger. I'm gonna separate the finger here. And this other finger is gonna have the same thing, so we're gonna go nice into this finger. And get this shadow around on the bottom side of this finger here. Let's see. Continue on with the shadow. Maybe add a little bit more white to it, or yellow, red, pink. Pinken it up a bit. And let's go right around the tip of this finger here. That's good. This would be a perfect shadow for, actually I could go pretty deep with this, pretty dark with this as far as the shadow goes. Just come right down here. Nope, even a little bit darker with black. We're gonna throw in some black, uh-oh. Let's try to find these regions of shadow. So we're gonna get the little knuckle right here. This knuckle's good. Add this little knuckle right there. Little knuckle. Bring this around to the front of the finger. Then we're gonna go on the bottom here. Boom. And then we're gonna go across the top here. Let's see where else I can add just a little bit more, a little bit of a triangle, like right here. What do we do? I didn't mean to say that. I was gonna say, what do we do now? But I stuttered like 10 times. Instead of saying, what do we do now? I said, do. Alright. Better have this down after tonight. We up in this piece. I better have this down after tonight. Yeah, I know it's been a while, huh? What's up, dude? Dude. Omizu the painter. Omizu the painter. Omizu the painter is here. Oh my gosh, so much. So it can be so hard to find just the perfect color that you need. All right, let's go like this. Okay, that's a good color. So we're gonna go like this. I'm just gonna. What's going on? Why is there water? There's water dripping all around me. The heck? All this water is falling. It's been raining in LA, so things get wet around here. All right, let's go like this. We're gonna paint into shadow area. I want to make it more blenderly. So how's that look? That looks blended, like a nice soft blend. Let's see, get this little pinky finger. This pinky nail needs some work. We're gonna add a little bit of a pinky nail right here. I'm gonna darken a little bit this little section right here. I better have this done. I'm actually gonna take a break here in a minute. We're gonna be wrapping up for the night. We're just trying to get some last second glimpses of everything. It's good to see it from the camera view. You know what? This hand needs some work. So we're going to try and figure out how to do this hand based on the shadows of this other one. So we're going to go a little bit deeper with our shadow. So let's go with let's bring in our green. We want our brown with our green here. Maybe hit the black. Is there a cat? Like what's going on out there? Like there's like a cat outside my door. If there's a cat outside my door, we're gonna have to adopt another cat. I don't hear any mews. If I heard some mews, then maybe that would be a cause of concern. But I don't hear any mews, so maybe it's a non-issue. No mews, no problem. Let's go right here. Let's try to find some pinks to go around. We need to add pinks in, of course. So pinks around the tips of the fingers here. Pinks around where, this area goes. This section I'm actually making up quite a lot of it. We're gonna add some more pinks along into here. You probably want a little bit more shadow around the edge of this. You know what? That shadow should probably, if the thumb is turned in, let me just look at the reference. Let me just look at the reference. I'm trying to make this up, but what would the shadow be? There'd definitely be some shadow underneath here too. And add a highlight to the thumb. Let's see. I'm gonna highlight this thumb here. Let's add this white highlight here. All right, now's a good time to take another break. Take a break till tomorrow. It's only been 2 hours. It's only been 2 hours, people. You know what I noticed today? So there are already people that are taking AI generated people. So they're using AI to generate fake people, like fake images of people, and they're making entire social media accounts based off of them, and then they're sharing their opinions on things on behalf of this AI. So, or maybe it's the AI sharing opinion. I don't know, but so let's just pretend like an entire Facebook or entire Instagram account. It's all just an AI figure that all looks the same, and basically what they're doing is they're like publishing all these thoughts and opinions on behalf of AI. It's kind of interesting to see that happening. It's like an android, except or cyborg. Cyborg is part human, part robot. It's like cyborgs, except it's just internet profiles. Anyway, funny observation I saw. But other than that, it's time to wrap up the night. Thank you, people, for checking out this live stream. And we will see you all another night. Good night.